Agreement. So many people are willing to learn how to trade stocks, but are simply just unsuccessful at it. It's not that you're a bad trader.
I'm up $953, $879, $1,300!
When people come up to me and they say, Dek, I'm just not a good stock trader, it's a whole bunch of baloney.
Oh my goodness, I just made $30,000. You guys want to see a show today? 20 grand in a day so far.
You know why I make so much money shorting? Because the answers are given to me.
$37,000. We're currently up $23,000, $24,000 right now. Let's go! This is high risk, high reward. Let's go, baby! Let's go! I'm going for $100,000 today. $100,000 month coming its way, baby.
You may not know everything, but all of a sudden, it's gonna click.
$30,817 in the market today. Oh my goodness, guys. Welcome to the stock market. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go, baby. Here we go. Here we go. We got a big day ahead. I mean, a massive day. Incredible day. People ask again, Dek, how do you put these days together so well? And I just say, I mean, it just happens. Today, we have the CEO of Trade Ideas joining us on the live stream. A multi-billion-dollar man. I'm not sure if that's true, but I like to think it is. This guy going to be, of course, teaching us all about the Trade Idea scanners, giving us some incredible discounts, making, again, this insane day happen. So, traders, let's see what we have going on with this day. Let's talk about every single thing from the beginning, from A to Z, 0 to 100. And then, obviously, we'll bring Dan on. We'll, again, go over Trade Ideas. You guys can ask him questions as well. But I think the most important thing right here at this moment is let's figure out this day first. Let's make sure every single trader is prepared for the best moves of the day. Let's make sure that you guys are ready to rock. Let's make sure that every single person is saying to themselves, hey, Dek, I'm ready to go. Because that's what it's all about. I want you guys to trade with confidence. I want you guys to trade with a game plan. I want you guys to trade knowing that you are on the right side of momentum, knowing that the odds are in your favor, knowing that you are the house, knowing that you have a better chance of winning than losing. So, the best way to do this is to be prepared. If you guys go ahead and take a test, that big midterm exam, take the SATs. If you studied for weeks, if you studied for months, you sit down, you say, I'm going to Harvard, baby. I got an A. I don't got to worry about anything. But if you're sleeping in, if you're wasting time, if you didn't put any time studying, guess what? It's going to be very frightening. You're going to be overwhelmed. Same exact thing with trading. If you do not know how to trade, trading is very fearful. Your heart's beating, your heart's racing. You're, again, making mistakes. You're getting nervous. Trading shouldn't be like that. Trading should be cool, calm, collective. Sit back, drink a little margarita, and enjoy it. That's how, again, we like to trade. Sure, I get a little excited. Sure, I like to be able to pump up the volume a little bit. Sure, I like to have a little energy in the chat room. I mean, who can blame me? We have such an incredible job. But at the same time here, team, I want you guys to realize that we have so much time to prepare. And when we, again, prepare, all we have to do is click that buy button and let the trade happen. We don't got to be sitting there getting nervous, overthinking, doubting ourselves. Let the trade happen. Let the profits come in. That's how you become a full-time stock trader. So let's break down this entire day. This entire day right now, when people are saying, all right, what's the best stock today? Because that's always my favorite question. People always say, Dek, what's the best play today? There's over 10,000 stocks available, and we got to figure out what is going to be the number one play today. Well, as of now, the number one stock is NERV. NERV right here. This play did come out with good, credible news. This stock did go on a very large explosive spike, and this stock currently is sitting right next to $7. Now, if you guys take a look over on NERV, this play, you can actually see it right here. How do I find all the top gainers every single day, or what are the best spikes with credibility? I always look at right here on Fox Runner. It says top gainers with news or filings. I click see all, and obviously NERV. 3-star press release, 159% gain, and does have multiple keywords. It does say right here that we have the treatment of phase 3. So basically, team, I know there's hundreds of thousands of press releases every single day. If you again have certain keywords you look for, such as my keywords are treatment and phase, I'm able to spot these immediately. So again, today, I came on out. You guys may have seen this or not, and this is how I don't want to be too straightforward, but this is literally how to just become a full-time stock trader. If you want to become a full-time stock trader, if you want to make the most amount of money possible, the way that you do that is by getting in before everyone else. Easier said than done, correct? Well, not really. If you guys are studying and you guys are waking up and you're saying to yourself, all right, I know that news leads to explosive spikes. NERV went from $2 and has spiked all the way up to $7. If you had a $2,000 account, you could have been able to make over $5,000 from a $2,000 account. Well, Dek, how would I be able to do that? Well, if you're watching the news scanner, if you're watching Fox Runner here, and you see NERV come out on the news scanner, you'll be all set, ready to go. You're the first person in on it. Stock goes on an explosive move, and you make the most amount of money. Am I right? So, how do we do this? How do we see this? Well, number one, we can see NERV came out with news at 8 o'clock. We all know, and if you don't, you should by now. News comes out at 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 8:30. It's every 30 minutes. If you guys are on the West Coast, please adjust to your West Coast time. But as you guys can scroll on down right here, what do we realize? We realize that we're looking, here's the 8 o'clock wave. 8 o'clock news, 8 o'clock news. Now look, 8 o'clock. NERV came out with news, 3-star press release. 3-star press release highlighted with the keywords that I like, which are treatment, phase 3, and of course, this is the one that we see go on a very big explosive spike. These are some of the keywords that I enjoy looking at every single day, where again, we do have the word treatments. Treatment is something that we're going to look at, or again, phase trials or survival data or whatever it may be. Now, what else I always like to do is have lower floats. So floats are only from 0 to 20 million. If I know, again, I look for stocks that have explosive moves, those are lower floats. Let's find the stocks with lower floats at the right time, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30, that can go on the best rips and the best runs. So this play, NERV, 3-star words highlighted with me for the treatment of their phase 3 study. 3-star word we see come out at 8 o'clock, and then bada boom, the stock explodes. Now you might not have gotten in at 8 o'clock. You might have not gotten in at 8:01. You might have not gotten in at 8:02, but maybe you got in at 8:03, 8:04. 4 minutes is a very long time to be able to see the news come on out, and then on top of that, be able to enter and be able to get filled on it. Now, not only that, if you're saying, well, Dek, again, I'm still not good at finding news, obviously, as we could see, there's also all of, again, the Fox Runner analyst here, all the news alerts that come on out. And if we go to 8 o'clock here, let's see. NERV at the time of 8 o'clock also alerted here as one of the best plays out there. So NERV financing is up to $200 million to advance Ropidin, right? Financing up to $200 million over on NERV right here. Stock goes on this very nice explosive move right at 8 o'clock. So traders, this is it. If you want to become a full-time stock trader, it's about pre-market trading. It's about finding these explosive moves. It's about finding these big rips and runs and spikes and climbs. It's about finding the stocks that are waking up and people are, again, saying to themselves, man, we're getting these big-time runs. So NERV explodes, starts going on this nice big rip, okay? This is the clear-cut #1 top gainer of the day. Now, after we understand that this is the #1 clear-cut top gainer, after we understand that this stock is the best mover so far, this is where now we can go ahead and chart. Everyone always wants to say, well, Dek, how do you find that play? How do you find that stock? How do you find that move? Well, again, you got to be able to have a news scanner. Fox Runner is the best one. Now, after you guys have, again, your chart, after you find it, now you chart. Now, this is where I use trade ideas. This is where I have my charting. This is where I start figuring out my game plan. So if I missed the big rip and run at the beginning, now I got to go to option B. And option B is, let me figure out the game plan here. And the game plan, as you guys know, is going to be, okay, Let me find higher lows. Let me find support zones. Let me find where we're going to have reversals. I think every single person would agree with me at this time if I said, hey, here is a great higher low pattern. This is where our main support is currently at. So if we take a look over on NERV, we can all agree that NERV has bounced off this purple uptrend. We do have NERV consistently holding, consistently staying on these tops right here. NERV also at this moment, you guys can see we do have 750, which is going to be right around our top resistance line. Top resistance, fade and fall. Top resistance, fade and fall. So now I have a great idea of how I want to be able to trade. Remember, we have our first scanner to find the hot plays, to find the hot moves, to find the best stocks. And now again, we're using that data to be able to put it over on our charts to be able to figure out what's our next trade. But yes, if you are just waking up right now, you're already missing out on a huge part of trading. If you're waking up at 9:17 saying, Dek, I'm awake before the stock market open, it doesn't matter. The stock has already spiked 160%. You're late to the game. So the thing is, that's why I wake up at 6 a.m. every single morning so I don't miss any sort of hot breakout. So now what do we have here, traders? We can clearly see bounce play here, 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 bounce play here. We can also see at this moment top resistance right here, top resistance right here. So now again, we're getting a better idea of how we want to be able to trade. So what would be the best way for us to be able to trade here? Well, again, if you want to go ahead and get an entry, I would say your different options are number one, you get a bounce play right now. Get a bounce play right now, and you have a stop loss or a mental stop loss that says, okay, I'm getting filled at 690. If we come on down to 660, I'm out. Why would you do that? Because you are allowing the stock to be able to fall a little. You're giving it a little bit of wiggle room. But at the same time, you're allowing the stock to be able to move all the way back on up and hopefully be able to explode and break resistance. So you're giving yourself a little room to fall and more room to be able to win. If you wanted to enter right now at that purple line, that would not be a bad idea in any sort of way. Your other option would be, okay, I want to buy Dek, but I want to buy for the breakout. I want to look for the explosive move. This is a more risky trade because as you guys can see, we have been rejected before in the past here. So you can look for a break, but again, you have to have a close stop loss right here. So if we know that our top is right around 750 and you buy at 750, you better have a stop loss at around like 730, just in case it does start turning and dumping and fading and falling. But again, either buying at the bounce play or buying at the break of resistance, both you're looking for that breakout. The bounce play is more consistent. The bounce play is going to be smaller, but you're going to have a better chance of success. Eventually, yes, we will crack underneath it, or eventually, yes, we will get the breakout. What's the other way that we could trade? The other way that we could trade is we go ahead and we look for an entry at the resistance line, aka a short, where we are betting that we're going to get filled, and just like it did right here, it fell. Just like it did right here, it fell, and we are going to place a stop loss right above that 750 mark. Dek, I'm going to get filled at 750. I'm going to look for a short. I'm going to look for a short back down to $7. I'm going to have a stop loss at around 775. So you're giving yourself a 2-to-1 ratio. You have room to be able to fall on down to $7. You have a stop loss if it goes up towards around 775 with 25 cents, and you're allowing yourself to be able to make money. So there are 3 different ways, or again, if you want to say 4 different ways that you could be able to trade this play, because you could also look for a crack underneath this trend line. So we had dip buy, we had break of resistance on the upside, we have short at resistance, or short at, again, the crack of support. Regardless, those are going to be your 4 entries. The number one worst thing you can do here today, team, is number 1, not set a stop loss, or B, number 2 is just buy somewhere random in the middle. Like if you're buying randomly in the middle right here, it could slightly go up, could slightly go down, who knows? Stick to buying at support with a stop loss underneath. Stick to shorting at resistance with a stop loss right above. That's the best way to be able to trade, to have the odds in your favor for you to be able to come out on top. But as of now, as you guys could tell, we do have this play still holding on up, and in all simple terms, if you want to, you guys could go ahead, see the word bearish. If this stock starts cracking underneath the support line, yes, there's a great chance that this stock starts going bearish and we start getting weakness. If this stock can start breaking on out, right, that's where we can go bullish. Now, right now, I would still consider the stock bullish, but it would be really bullish if it could ever break that top 750 area. Now, Dek, what if we start going underneath this trend line? If we go underneath this trend line, I mean, we're probably going to fall somewhere back on down. I mean, I would say somewhere back on down to maybe low $6. Maybe 645. Let's just say 645 to begin with. If again that trend line truly does start cracking, 645 starts, or excuse me, 680 starts letting go, we could go all the way down towards around that 645 area. So Now that we understand NERV, our life becomes a lot easier. Don't we understand why NERV is moving? They had, again, a large amount of financing. They had, again, treatments over on their drugs. It was, again, a good, credible press release. The stock is $4 million in flow. And now, again, we've done all of our charting. Now you just have to come up with what game plan do you like. Hey, Dek, I just entered a short. We just cracked the uptrend. I'm going to get out if it falls down to 640. At the price of 640, I'm going to look for a dip buy. Stop loss at 625. Watch for it to bounce back on up. Number one top gainer of the day. Cool. There. You're done. You don't got to be worried. You don't got to be scared. You don't got to have the adrenaline going at this moment. You're absolutely fine at this time. Now, let's just go over here, team. It says Tuesday's watch list, everything you need to know. Let's just scroll on down to the hot mover section here. So if we go down to the hot mover section, it says as of 9:05 a.m., which was, again, about 20 minutes ago, it says the majority of attention is on NERV. This is the clear number one top gainer this morning with a 166% gain. The number two top gainer, SPWR, is only up 53% at this time, which is showing a very large gap between the hottest mover in pre-market from the number one to number two top gainer. NERV is a $4 million float stock, which released a strong press release this morning talking about financing up to $200 million on its treatment on phase 3 trials. Awesome. This stock has room to run up to $10 today if buyers stay strong. Now, there's also other notable stocks right here. GSIT and BYND. These are the other two stocks I want to talk about in the next 8 minutes. Let's start off with GSIT. Now, why would GSIT already kind of pop in your mind a little bit? Why would GSIT already be a stock that you might want to be aware of? And let me scroll on down because there was right here. It says GSIT is looking for new highs, previous number one top gainer. Yesterday, GSIT was the number one top gainer of the day. And it really comes down to this. 1750, 1750, 1750, 1750. We saw yesterday, this was the number one top gainer. The stock gained 155%. It did have a good credible press release. The stock is a lower flow and brought in over 50 times its average volume over on GSIT. Yes, it is a hot stock. What you want to realize today is GSIT, that 1750 mark is absolutely everything. If you can break through 1750, we can get that next leg on up. If we can't break through 1750, it's going to come crashing right back on down. So as we look into today over on GSIT, we need to ask ourselves this question right here. Right time frame, let's just go back to a 10-minute time frame. Can we get above and stay above 1750? Notice in pre-market, we try to break above it, and now we're back underneath it. So it really just comes on down to, can we get above and stay above 1750? It's still a stock that's the number one top gainer from yesterday and is holding its gains. At any moment, buyers could move back in this play. Am I right? Absolutely. Right? This could easily get some hype. Now, I know, again, you guys are also saying GSIT did come out with a little bit of an offering. I saw that as well. But still, it's still holding its gains. Let's see what happens. If it starts creeping its way back up to 1750, there's still a lot of potential behind this one. And there's definitely a lot of opportunity to be able to spike and keep on squeezing its way on up. Let's look at the other stock, though. What's the other one? Other notable stocks to watch right here. BYND, meme stock. Now, what does that mean, guys? Let's scroll on down. They had a thing over on BYND as well here today. Right here. So it says BYND, 2025 GameStop, 127% gain yesterday. So, team, let's think about this. Who remembers GameStop? Who remembers when the stock squeezed to infinity? Right? It was a stock that was like $20, then went up to $50, then went up to $100, then went all the way up to $500. Well, you might have seen the movie. You might have even been part of, again, that. Every now and then, okay? Every now and then. It's not like super often, but every now and then it kind of seems like, everyone on Wall Street bets, everyone over on Reddit finally agrees on a certain play. And they say, you know what? Let's all try to pump this play here. So, why is everyone agreeing on Wall Street bets to try to pump up BYND? Well, the number one reason, guys, is because it's one of the heaviest shorted stocks in the stock market right now. So that's really it. All Wall Street Bets does over on Reddit is they look for stocks that are heavily shorted that might have just come out with good earnings, or maybe, again, is starting to turn positive, or, again, maybe it shouldn't be shorted as much, and they all start buying, hoping to squeeze out large hedge funds, large firms, large whoever, which would, again, lead towards the stock increasingly rising in price. Now, obviously, the best examples of this was AMC and GameStop, and we haven't really seen a great one in the last 5 years or so, since 2021, but it's better to at least be aware of this, because yesterday, we did see BYND spike 127%. BYND spiked 127% yesterday. That's great news. And now people are getting a little excited. So again, if we take a look over on BYND, people, I know it's not anything crazy right now. Don't get me wrong. But we did go from 40 cents up towards $1, up towards, again, 150, to now up to 235. And the higher it goes, the more FOMO other people are going to fear. Oh, I can't believe I missed out on this. I can't believe it didn't go on a big rip. I can't believe, you know what I mean? So now, again, it keeps going higher and higher and higher. So I would definitely watch BYND today to see if BYND is going to be able to go on any sort of big rip and run. Other than that, you guys could check out one of the most headlines, some other plays here, other hot stocks. But, you know, kicking off today, we're pretty good. Kicking off today, we're all set, ready to go. Kicking off today, we are fired on up. Now, after the market opens, I do want to actually come back and do a little bit of talk on gold for a little bit because I think this could be absolutely massive. But at the same time, traders, things have been excuse me, absolutely fantastic in this market. Let's get ourselves prepared. Let's get ourselves ready to rock and roll. Now, Dan from Trade Ideas is going to be jumping on the mic with me in about 20 minutes. Okay? So in about 25 minutes, we're going to have Dan Merkin on the live stream, CEO of Trade Ideas, so that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll, ready to get after it, and have ourselves an absolute blast on this day. Hey, if you guys are loving this, if you guys are already excited, if you guys are ready to rock and roll, make sure right now you guys go ahead, smash that thumbs on up at this moment, and let's get ready to rock and roll here. Also, a little heads up, because people always ask me, Dek, do you have any discounts on this scanner right here? Yes, I do. If you guys are not, make sure you guys go ahead and sign up to Fox Runner. Fox Runner is the #1 scanner that I use every morning in pre-market to find all my news. You guys can use the code word FOXY for 30% off, and you get a free 30-day pass. So if you guys are not signed up to Fox Runner, it's literally how you probably won't need me, unfortunately, after, again, you sign up to Fox Runner. But at the same time, it's what I use every single day, and it's, I guess, my cheat sheet every day. You know, people always say, Dek, you find all the best stocks, all the best news, all the best plays. I kind of just use that scanner. So just a little heads up. I'm kind of destroying my credibility just by saying, yeah, I just kind of use a scanner every day. But you know what? I got to be open, honest, credible, and transparent. Now, with that being stated here, team, let's go over and let's get ourselves prepared, ready to rock and roll. Now, as you guys know, Fox Runner is what I use in pre-market to find anything, and now it is strictly over to Trade Ideas. That's why, again, I reached out to Dan and said, hey, can you come on the stream? Can we set up some sort of deal? Can we make sure, again, everyone in the community is all set, ready to go? Because, again, Trade Ideas is what I use every day. Trade Ideas is what I use, again, during my live trading. This is my charting. This is my high-day momentum scanner. These are my penny stock top gainers, top losers. Remember, over on, again, our website, tradecaster.com, I sell all the scanner codes for, again, $900. Starting today into Friday, I'm just giving them all away. So a little heads on up. After Dan comes on and we give away all these discounts, for every single person who signs up to Trade Ideas today, I'm just giving you my $900 scanners. No fee. No fee. I'm just giving it away. I'm done. Done charging. All of this garbage. I don't want to charge any money for this. I'm giving this all away for free. So again, $900. You guys don't have to pay for it. I'm giving it away to free for you guys today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday. So let's get ourselves prepared. Starting off here today, NERV, ready to rock and roll. Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling loose. I'm feeling flexible. I'm feeling absolutely dynamic here today. Little heads on up. I do not have any positions at this time. Everything is zeroed out at this moment, but let's see what we can do. Woo! Traders, NERV opening on up. If this stock spikes up to 810, it would get halted. But let's see what NERV does right at the bell here, traders. As we know, 750 is strong resistance. If you want to look for either A, locking in profits, do it above 730, 740, 750. B, Dek, I want to look for a short entry. Do it above 730, 740, 750. So it's either you lock in entries at around 730, 740, 750, or you look for short entries, 730, 740, 750. Because again, we know this red line is going to be the troubling area here. Red line, top resistance, and now again, we got up to 725 so far. 725, can we be able to squeeze through that? Remember, all attention, all eyes right now are over on NERV. We also do want to keep our eyes peeled on BYND, the potential Reddit play. And we also want to keep our eyes peeled over on GSIT, GSIT, to see, can this one get back above 1750? 1750 after coming out with an offering. Traders, NERV is having a little bit of trouble getting above and getting up towards 750 at this moment. There's a potential for a big squeeze in the near future if it can get above 750. So remember, if you're a buyer, your mindset right now is I'm in on this play right now. I need to lock in profits up near 750. If it breaks 750, short squeeze could happen. If you're shorter, you're saying to yourself, Dek, we've hit 750 once, we fell on down. We hit 750 twice, we fell on down. I'm going to enter next to 745, 750, have a stop loss at 775, short it right back on down to hopefully $7. Depends on what side you're on. Depends on which way, again, you're thinking at this moment. You know? Little Sino ATMV. A little bit of a spike came up on the breakout scanner here. Now again, the breakout scanner, the high of the day momentum scanner, these are things that are not included in your trade ideas. These are the things that I sell. But remember, I'm giving these all away for free today. So again, every single person that's watching this, every single person that smashes a thumbs up on the stream right now, every single person that follows me, every single member over on Tradecaster, every single subscriber to the YouTube channel, we're giving it away today. Giving it away today. Dek, it's Halloween. It's not Christmas. It's Halloween. It's not Christmas. Might as well, though. I mean, Mama, the traders have been so good this year. Yeah, you guys have been great. How was my Santa impression? How was my Santa impression? Give me a cookie. Give me a fucking cookie. I gotta work on it. I got some time before Christmas. I'll get it dialed in a little bit. Right now, NERV still the #1 top gainer of the day. You still got your game plan. Trying to get that game plan all set, ready to go. Dek, you sound like Santa mixed with a little bit of a French cookie monster. Right now, we're getting ourselves set here, traders. This is going to be awesome. Team, 750 still holding on up as our top. 728 high of the day. Right now, NERV. Come on now. Let's do it here today. NERV. We're watching to see what we are going to get, like that spike and squeeze and spike move here. And we're very excited to see like what NERV can do. Now, I also, traders, I got to take a look over on gold here. Now, gold is actually having its first pullback here today. You guys can see gold actually had a little bit of a drop here today. You know, gold 403 down to 386. This is the first little pullback at this moment. I kind of want to see if there's any sort of news on gold, but you know, it's okay to have a normal sell-off. It's okay to have a normal little slide here. Gold takes a breather after record rally. Focus turns to the US CPI data. Bull run over. Time to book in profits on gold. Gold and silver prices slide in abrupt sell-off. So team, you know, right here, we are having the biggest spike we have ever seen on gold. And, you know, it's very interesting. So one of my favorite things to do, like I'm going to go back to NERV right now. But one of my favorite things to do is, you know, kind of go to the gym. I like to walk like 2 miles every single day on like a little incline. And then I usually just put out some like videos. You know, I like to educate myself. I watch a few different people, you know, talking about what's happening in the market. And again, I walked a little extra yesterday. And the reason why is because I was very intrigued on what I was hearing. I was very intrigued on, you know, this gold talk. And I would love to be able to kind of regurgitate, you know, what I was able to hear, what I was able to see, what we have at this moment. Of course, even what I read this morning. So let's break this on down, because it is very, very important. Now, again, I know we're still watching NERV, and as I talk about gold here, I do want you guys to continue to watch NERV, and actually let's kind of maybe put the gold talk on for a second, or put it on hold for a second, just because NERV is still trying to squeeze on up. Remember, let's see what we can do here. No entries for myself right now at this time. No entries for myself at this time. Guys, NERV, what pattern would you guys see NERV is on right now? What pattern, what setup, what would you say NERV is doing at this moment? You know, for me personally, I would say NERV, this is a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern. Wouldn't you guys agree? I think so. You know, I'm saying NERV, a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern right here. Very simple. Just head on over to the Google they call it, and you guys can basically see, like, would you agree with me? Here's a shoulder, here's a head, here's a shoulder, leads to a sell-off. Here's, you know, shoulder, head, shoulder, leads to a sell-off. Here's a shoulder, here's a head, here's a shoulder, leads towards a sell-off. So would you guys, you know, kind of all agree with me that we have one little hump, one middle hump that's bigger, and then again another hump that's almost the same size as the previous one, that we get a sell-off? I'm thinking, here's again the one hump, here's the middle hump, or the shoulder, head, here's the other shoulder forming. Possible sell-off if we start going back underneath 673. We start cracking that VWAP area, we could fade all the way back down to $6. Not guaranteed that we are in the head and shoulders, but I would say that's probably the closest pattern we have at this moment. Still, same game plan is still in effect. We're watching to see if the VWAP can hold at 675. We want to see if we can be able to spike and break that 750 mark. If you're in right now, your target is to sell up next to 750. If you want to buy for the break of 750, it's very risky, but you could do that. Or you're looking to short at 750 and then having a stop loss up near around 770. So those are, again, going to be your main plays to be watching. BRR. BRR here. And then NERV still just kind of moving sideways right now. NERV moving sideways at this moment. All right, traders, let's talk about, you know, as we're going over this, as we're watching this, let's go over a little bit of our gold talk here. All right. So I want to break it on down. I do, because you guys have probably seen the headlines. You guys have probably heard people talk about gold right now in 2025. So let me just give you the Sean Dekmar answer. And the Sean Dekmar answer is basically breaking it down for every single person to understand actually what's happening. Gold right now is going on a generational run. Yes, gold is outperforming the S&P 500. Gold is outperforming Bitcoin at this time. You can head on over to Google and just type in GLD. And let's just see what we have at this moment. Gold, year to date, is currently up 58% on the year. I mean, guys, that's absolutely incredible. Now, everyone is asking why. Why is gold up 58% on the year? Why are we seeing gold absolutely go on this massive run at this time? Now, the best way for me to be able to show you guys this is there's a couple great charts here over on Foxstar, and I want to scroll on down here for the moment. And what we have is we have this battle, this internal money currency battle between the United States and China. Now, the thing is, China wants to see us implode. China wants to see the United States drop. But they want to see us crumble from the inside out. So how is China going to be able to do this? How could China be able to say, hey, this isn't us, this is you guys? Well, what if they could deflate the dollar? What if they could say, hey, the dollar is absolutely useless and no one else uses it in any sort of way? Well, as of now, the US dollar, traders, has been absolutely falling apart. This year alone, the USD, the dollar, has fallen 10% of what it's worth. So let's think about this. If you were getting paid $100 every single day, at the end of this year or by right now, it's almost like you are getting paid only $90, even if you are getting $100, but you're, again, $100 is only paying for $90 worth of supplies. So unless you got a 10% raise this year, you are actually falling to inflation. You're actually losing money in this economy at this moment. Isn't that a pretty crazy thing to be thinking about? Our dollar has fallen 10%. So unless you have gotten a 10% raise this year, you are actually falling and losing money due to inflation. Now, why is this happening? Well, this is happening here, traders, for multiple different reasons. But the one biggest reason that we have at this moment is back in 2022, the United States got involved with the Ukraine-Russian war. And what did we see? We saw the United States say to Russia, you do not do this, you do not do that, and if you do, we are going to freeze billions of dollars of your USD treasuries. And guess what? While that could be very good for stopping a war or pausing at what we want our enemies to do, right? Obviously, it's a political talk. I don't want to get too involved into that. But what it does do, and now it makes every country say, hold up, wait a minute. Did you just tell them what to do? And since they didn't do what you wanted to do, that you just made their whole entire treasury worthless? You just flipped a switch and all of a sudden your money is now not worth anything? So now the USD, the world's currency, what everyone accepts, other countries are saying, hey, we don't want to be controlled. It has nothing to do with a war, but we get nervous now that if all of a sudden somewhere down the line the United States says, you do what we want, and if you don't do what we want, we're going to turn off your US treasuries. Your cash is going to be worthless to us. Well, now that was the golden opportunity for China. China now says, hey, everyone, you guys saw what the United States just did. They told Russia what to do, and they just turned off all their money just like that. Their USD treasuries, boop, gone, doesn't mean anything. Don't you guys want to be able to kind of have control of your money? Don't you guys want to have control of, again, what you guys are putting your money into? So let's, again, move on from the USD. And if you do not know, China is part of the BRICS. Now, BRICS is a whole bunch of different countries. And now they have convinced them to now go to gold. So we are having the most amount of gold buying we have ever seen. Because they are, for the first time ever in like modern day history, we are seeing almost a new currency, not a new currency, but a new way of having currency, which is we're going back where, hey, the USD, this could come down to nothing. The USD could come down to nothing. Now it's a race. If you guys didn't see back in earlier this year, we had hundreds of billions of tons, or not hundred billions of tons, hundreds of billions of dollars worth of gold shipped back from London to the United States because the United States can't fall behind now in this gold rush. There is a chance that the USD becomes nothing. And all these paper bills, all of a sudden we have to go back to gold. So we are seeing gold absolutely go crazy because all these other countries now are switching over to gold. And on top of that, the US dollar is again turning into nothing. So what we have is gold is something that we can't just magically print out. Gold is not something we can just make out of thin air. And gold is something that actually holds its value extremely well. Like for instance, here's an awesome comparison. In 1980, the median home for a price of a house was $70,000, right? This means it cost about $114 gold coins to be able to pay $70,000 for that median price home. Now in 2025, the median price home is $400,000. Guess what? This is only 3 extra coins. This is 117 gold coins. So what is this basically showing? What are these images showing right here? It's showing that gold is not saying it's going to make you rich, but gold is actually staying above and fighting and is going to keep value in your money. Because what was the stat that I just gave you guys before? The stat that I said you could work this whole entire year, and unless you got a 10% raise this year, you're actually losing money due to inflation. Gold, on the other hand, doesn't do that. Gold holds its value and will move with inflation no matter what, or even stay above inflation. So now guess what we're seeing? We're seeing people losing money unless they're getting privileges and getting bumps on up. We're seeing other countries now ditching the USD and again buying loads of gold. We're seeing every single person right now saying, hey, gold is what we're going to turn into the next transition. We are having the modern day gold rush, and there is a chance that we might not see the USD currency actually be a thing in the upcoming 10, 15, 20 years, as who knows, maybe it only goes to gold. Maybe it switches over to a cryptocurrency. That's what a lot of people about Bitcoin are super excited about right now. Saying, hey, you know what? We have to go to a currency that we just can't print out of thin air. We have to go to gold because it's actual real, it's physical. We can't just make it up out of nowhere. We have to go to Bitcoin because Bitcoin has to be mined as well, just like gold. We can't just make it up out of thin air. So what is the argument right now? The argument, right, that a lot of cryptocurrency traders are bringing up at this moment is that right now, the United States is going to have to be able to combat this in some way. The United States is the leader of gold. But as you guys can tell right now, China is purchasing more gold than ever before. Look what they were doing 2010, 2015, 2020. Nothing basically. Over the last 2.5 years, they have purchased more than anyone has ever seen. And this is their plan to basically devalue the dollar in every single way and get other countries to be able to do it as well. So if this does happen, the United States, we have gold, but now it's going to turn into a crazy currency war. And what else could we possibly be doing? The United States might also say, hey, well, let's buy as much Bitcoin as we possibly can as well. Let's buy cryptocurrencies as much as we possibly can as well. We have trillions of dollars in debt, and again, a currency that is fading and falling on off. And now on top of that, other countries are losing trust in the dollar, and now everyone's switching over to gold. That's what we have at this moment. That is what we're currently seeing. And this is why, again, so many plays, so many people are, again, buying gold at this time. I wanted to just take this, 5 to 10 minutes and make sure that you guys fully understood that. Now, a little side note as well. There are, again, top 3 gold mining stocks. Guys, do you guys remember when we had the keywords of AI? Remember AI, anything that AI was, we went on big rips and runs. Guess what we could be seeing next? Gold, rare earth metals. Anything that has to do with rare earth metals goes on a big spike. Anything that has to do with gold has been going on a great climb. Take a look at these companies. KGC. KGC has now gone from $9 to $25. NEM has now gone from $40 to $100. AEM has now gone from $110 to $180. These are, again, gold mining plays. Look at, again, rare earth metals. So if I were you right now, go over to your Fox Runner, go to the all news section, type in your keywords, and then do this. Follow this with me right here, team. Let me put this back. Go here and type in gold. I'm going to put a voice alert on it. Just give it, an emoji here. Let's make it a money sign, gold. And let's turn this into gold. So now, whenever a press release comes on out with the word gold, I want to be aware of it. Same exact thing with metals. I want to have a voice alert on it so it reads out the press release towards me. I want to put that in gold right there. I have the money sign, and now let's have it metals. So why metals? Rare earth metals, right? So I want to be able to have that. I might even put the word earth right there as well and just put that on there. So I have gold, earth, metals. So basically anything that comes on out with a low float stock in this very hot gold rush, I'm going to have it highlighted and sent to me right away. So again, we're all set, ready to go. But I wanted to add those words and make sure everyone completely understood that so that we're all set, ready to go. Now, yes, we will have normal pullbacks. We will have normal trades. We will have normal opportunities over on, again, gold. That is a long-term investment. Do I think gold will continue to move on up? Yes. We have, again, Jamie Dimon saying that gold's going to cross 5,000. We have, again, JP Morgan. We have all of these huge funds saying gold's going up, and they are buying it more than ever before. Guys, to be honest with you, I don't trust the USD too much. I would rather, again, at this point, be in gold. I would much rather, at this point, kind of buy Bitcoin. I would much rather. Like, that's what I would rather do, to be frank with you. Team, let's go back to it right now. NERV. NERV traders, as you guys can see, explosive move. Shout out to everyone that got involved over on, again, this pop. Shout out to everyone who got involved over on this play. So NERV going on the spike. What do you guys think about what I just told you? What do you guys think about, China basically devaluing the dollar? What do you guys think about, gold now becoming, the world's currency, going back to the old times rather than us just printing out? What do you guys think about the fact that maybe crypto could start going crazy? What do you guys think about the fact that we might be switching and having the first ever currency war on what is going to actually be the currency in the world? It's a pretty crazy thing to be thinking about. Guys, NERV right here, $7, now up towards around $10. We did break the $7.50 mark. So there's that spike, there's that move, there's that rip, and there's that run. Exactly what we were talking about, exactly what we were going over, exactly what I want you guys to see. Now, traders, what I will say right now is NERV is building on up into this bull flag setup. By a show of hands, who here has the best entry over on NERV? Who here is Dek? I bought in at the 750 break. If you're long on NERV right now, who has the lowest entry? Anyone get in at the 750 break? Anyone buy in at 760 right as it broke the red line? As I said, that's the risky entry because you're buying at resistance. But that's where the big squeeze started happening. And right now, here's a bull flag starting to happen. Now the bull flag is trying to squeeze, and we could be getting up towards $11 plus here. Let's see. Bull flag traders starting to get the rip and run. Bull flag getting the momentum towards the upside, and bull flag watching for the $11 squeeze on up. Dek, how high can this go up to? I mean, the sky's the limit. There really isn't much. Let's go back over to this monthly chart here. Let's look at these old spiking highs. This is on a monthly chart. This is 1345, 1350. Back in 2024, we spiked up to 1340. Back in 2023, we spiked up to 1320. Back in 2022, we spiked up to 1450. Back in 2022, we spiked up to $15. So we have not gotten above around like $15, but the average is right around 1350. If you are getting a little crazy and saying, Dek, I think NERV is going to turn into one of those big squeezers today, 1350 is going to be your target. Okay? So if you want to, again, look for one of those nice squeezing plays and you're saying, I don't want to sell, 1350 is going to be your target. 1350 is where you guys want to be looking at. So amazing. Guys, nice little squeeze on up right here. I like what we got. Argle, the deck bus. The deck bus. Bringing the gifts here. I love it. A-Tray got in at 680, 695. Jay Chen, as someone who's been buying gold for the last 5 years, I don't see the dollar going away. I mean, the dollar could always be around, but at the same time, you're basically losing money holding dollars. That's the issue. The issue is the longer you just hold your dollars, guess what? You're losing money, which basically forces investors to invest into the stock market. That's why, again, when people say, hey, Dek, is the stock market going to crash? I'm going to be honest with you, right? If you asked me, is the stock market going to crash in 2026, in the upcoming year? I would say 0% chance. And you might say, how? How are you saying 0% chance? Because right now, with gold moving on up and everyone getting nervous about the USD, no one wants to hold on to cash right now. I don't care if it's gold. I don't care if it's Bitcoin. I don't care if it's stocks or equities. The thing is, if you hold on to USD, if you keep money in your bank, we know that the dollar is devaluing. That means you are losing money as long as you hold it. If you had, again, $400,000, $500,000 in your account at the beginning of this year, it's now 10% less valuable than where it just was. That's a pretty crazy thing to think about. So basically, if you have money in the bank account and it's just sitting there and the dollar drops 10%, you're losing money without you even realizing it. Smart money. Smart people are putting their money into Bitcoin or putting it into equities or putting it into other things that are at least going to stick with inflation as, again, the devalue happens and can actually continue to hold your money. So that's what's going on right now. So it might not even be, oh, I love gold. It's I just don't want to lose money by holding on to USD. Right now, NERV, we're still watching this play. Right now here, traders, NERV got up to 1250. Remember, old spiking highs from the previous years was 1350. So 1350 were the old spiking high targets, the old spiking areas. Now, little heads on up here, traders. In the next 7 minutes, we are having Dan Merkin, the CEO of Trade Ideas, jumping on the live stream with us. So we are going to, again, he's going to be kind of giving us a little talk, giving us a little walkthrough. We can ask Dan different questions and such, especially if you guys use Trade Ideas. But again, we're going to allow him to kind of take on over and show us some amazing new features, new AI that they're building, and see how it can help us, with our trading. So I'm very excited about it. I know you guys are as well. And then, as I said, everyone's getting some amazing discounts coming on up. So make sure that you guys are all set. Make sure that you guys are all ready to rock and roll, and make sure that you guys are all fired on up for this. So in the next 5 minutes, we are going to be bringing Dan over. NERV 1350 still the target. And again, of course, you guys could be watching and looking for different shorts, different dip buys. This is the most beautiful thing about this type of play. It's active. It's hot. There's movement across the market here. Dek, where's the next dip in your eyes? I would say it's still back on down to like 1010. 1010, 1015. That's where the next dip buy would be. The safest dip buy. If you're shorting this play right now, you're looking for it to $10. But if you're holding this play and you're saying, Dek, I'm not selling, 1350 is your target. Right now here, traders, we got to see what we get. I'm pumped. Right now, traders trying to bounce back on up here a little bit more. So let's make sure that we are all set, ready to get after it. We are all ready to rock and roll. It's going to be a big day. It's going to be an exciting day. Waiting for every single trader to see, of course, how much higher we could possibly go up towards. Right now, NERV here, team. All right, team. I believe Dan is getting into the room right now. So I'm actually going to bring Dan on over, and we will be all set, ready to rock and roll. Guys, if you guys are excited about this, make sure you guys smash that thumbs on up right here, right now. Obviously, NERV is the stock that you guys can continue to keep your eyes peeled on. But I think we are all set, ready to rock and roll, and have ourselves an absolutely amazing day ahead, an amazing opportunity. Let's bring Dan on over here. Let's get all set. And, yep, he is here. Admit.
Sean.
Hey, Dan, you there?
Yeah, how are you, buddy?
Good. How you doing? I'm actually bringing you live on the stream right now. Are you pumped to be able to have you here? We're excited. We want to be able to, kind of learn more about trade ideas. Want to be able to talk to you about it and just, kind of catch up a little bit.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me ask you a question before we bring you live. I was gonna.
Oh, you are live at this moment. Just should I mute everyone for a second?
All good. I was gonna ask you rather. What is maybe the best way that I could show you some of the new stuff? Because I know we're going to be doing a lot of work together, and I've got some really cool things to kind of showcase to you, and I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do that is while we're live.
Yeah, I would say, the best thing for you to do right now would just be share your screen, and then I'm just gonna kind of let you take over the stream here a little bit and kind of show us, what trade ideas has been working with. I know you got your new alpha just came on out, your new AI, things along those lines. So for me, as you know, I've been using trade ideas for so long, and I even want to see, the brand new features and such. So if you could kind of just share your screen, kind of show all the new features that you have, and from there, allow the people to be able to get a good grasp on it.
Absolutely, 100%. Let me. I think I know how to do it here. Share screen. Hold on 1 second. Entire screen. Let me do something real quick. 1 second, Sean.
No worries.
I'm going to make this so that it's hopefully a little bit better to see.
No worries. We got a hot stock right now anyway. So NERV up 300% on the day. And we're just going to continue to keep this play on watch here.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm almost there. Almost sized it so that the screen is visible.
And of course, for every single person that's watching right now, tuning on in, as Dan's going over this, kind of showing some different things, feel free to ask questions, and I'll ask Dan right on the live stream so that you guys can get answers right away and you guys will be all set, ready to go. So, Dan, I see your screen right now at this moment. Again, the floor is yours. I'm here to be able to, answer anything that you have.
All right. So I want to first thank Sean for having me here. As you guys know, I'm the CEO of Trade Ideas, and we've been working with Sean. Oh my God, Sean. I think I've been working with you since before you knew how to drive a car.
It's been a while. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. I bet Sean's mom. I mean, it has been a long working relationship, and we love it, and I'm happy to be here. So what I want to show you guys is a couple of things that we have been working on. First, I'm going to just kind of bring you back a little bit. As you guys can see, my screen here is part of our channel bar, Sean, and this thing makes it kind of easy for people to basically get a ton out of trade ideas without having to know how to set anything up, if that makes sense. So this channel bar is called Explosive Winners, and what we have here is we have just different views of some of the same things that Sean works with, the alert windows, but it's here. What's kind of cool about this, Sean, is that it's in a race mode. So basically, since I started this window, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stocks, and they're competing based on which stock is going to be going up the most since we started looking. So I'm going to put this in like a 2-minute time frame. So this thing has been up a lot. You can see it's filtered. It's up 32%, and this one's up 32%. This one's coming back. So that's why it's in this race. You see that from the bottom? So we're catching everything, whether it's up or whether it's down and reversing. This kind of race view is basically, the notion is you're watching a lot of charts together. And here's your NERV. You know, it just popped in there up 349% and is now making a run. But see, like since we've been watching it, it just moved 75 cents.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. So this view to me, Sean, is one of the most potent new type of momentum views that you can really have. And which, by the way, what's kind of cool for anybody who follows you on social media is if you can go right here, you can click on it and you can pop this right on X, or you can just copy and paste this link to StockTwits, and then people will see, hey, Sean's watching this race.
Very cool. So what happens when it gets to the checkered line? When it gets to the
so this race is for 10 minutes. Okay, so it's a 10-minute race that you're watching, and we're kind of looking to see who's going to be the winner over this 10-minute time period. And the reason that NERV just pulled back is, see, it's kind of went down. There's a little bit of a down move, and therefore BOF on a percentage basis, this 12 cents is a bigger percentage move. It's pushing close to highs.
Very cool.
So the idea is we're constantly looking at new ways to look at momentum, because you know, the traditional kind of alert view that we've had for a long time, which is sort of right here, this winner's watcher, it's really cool, but people have a hard time with seeing the data because it streams so fast. Whereas this is an alert window also, but it's visual. It's in a race view. I mean, you know, you're at the racetrack and you're watching cars, and you can see, okay, I see 3 cents. Now these aren't big moves, but it's percentages. You know, 2.94. So this 7 cents. Okay, now just you know, horses are moving. See, OSHR, RH is starting to move up. And the idea behind all of this, Sean, is that we want to make sure that people are just able to see the momentum better than before. That's really our key. And notice that here, you know, explosive winners is momentum based, but if you want to like look at different things, you've got some Make America Great Again stocks, the nuclear energy, the quantum, opening range breakouts, blockchain, everything that you need. I'm just going to adjust it so I can move this, is here. So you can scroll down and you can go to S&P 500, pre-market, you've got a channel, aftermarket, what's going down right now, and just, again, whatever you want to trade, we have a specific, including unusual volume and unusual options. So we've really kind of gone way further than just basic momentum, and we're letting you do some things visually and automated. And I'm going to show you that next, that most people just can't even imagine you can do.
Yeah. No, what I like about those menu bars is it just, especially as a new trader, it just makes things very simple.
Yeah. And again, this one, like the reason this is first is because this kind of covers the broad spectrum. You know, these stocks right here, they are moving. Okay, this is this move that you just saw, and it's a little bit bigger than this move. You know, 7%, 3%. And remember, 10-minute races, we're about to finish this pretty soon. And then there's going to be a winner, and then the race starts over. But interestingly enough, Sean, you can come over here, and I'm just doing the, let me move this out. And you can completely customize this window itself. You know, you can change the time. You can do all sorts of different things. I mean, I'm not going to do a lot of that, but this is kind of your internal information. Whatever you want to do, you can adjust it, what the minimum price is, maximum, how much volume it's traded today. You have quite a bit of the control over the race. And, you know, you can change symbols. You can, you know, create your own custom things. And I'm not saying that we're going to cover all of that on this meeting, but I'm just sharing that you can do a lot of stuff once you understand what you're seeing. And here I just kind of started it over. And here we go, NERV. You know, now that's the top one. These are the the momentum movers. You can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you're making these momentum movers and you're able to customize them the way you want. You're able to see it. And basically you're just changing it, changing the way people can view things rather than just looking at numbers all day. You're making it more in a fun, kind of interesting way to be able to get the data, get the information, customize it the way you want from what stocks, and be able to get just an easy visual, because obviously stock trading can be complicated. So it's just simplifying things in a fun manner.
I'm going to show you something, Sean, that I'm not sure if you've ever been aware of, but you're going to love this.
All right.
when you see it. All right. So here I am, and I'm looking at KXIM. It's making an interesting move. It's a little bit early for me. I'm just speaking completely broadly. I mean, this is a metaphor. So I'm going to go on this plus right here, and I'm going to say set a price alert right here. So I can go through all of these stocks, like for example, NERV. Let's say I missed it, right? I can right click and I can say, okay, right here, set a price alert. And when it comes down to here, I'll know. So, it'll pull back. Then I can notice I can grab the chart and I can move it down. But if it breaks out, so I've got it bracketed. Here are my levels. And this way, it's completely custom to you. So any stock that you see, like I'm just going to click over here, and I'm going to say the same thing. Come over here, hit plus, set, boom. But let me tell you, Sean, why I'm specifically showing this to you. Okay, so check this out. You see this channel? It's called Stocks I Like.
Yeah.
So anytime you see a stock, like again, we've been watching NERV, right? I can click on this, and now this is in this channel because I just think this is interesting momentum. I can go here, Clover Health, click on it, now it's here. But watch what I'm about to do. I'm going to switch channels. Hopefully everything will work. Okay. So here, now I just switched channels for everybody, and these are all the stocks that I like. But notice right here, I've got my price alerts. And they are set to stuff that's triggered, and here's stuff that's working. But Sean, here's where you come in, where this gets very interesting for you. So let's say during the day, you're working with trade ideas and you're looking at things and you're like, okay, look at this thing. I mean, this thing looks like it's been getting killed, right? So you're going to click, I like this, and you're going to say, all right, I'm going to set my level right here. Okay. So now you've got an alert. You can see long-term, like, what if this started to reverse? It'd be an incredible play. You've said this. This is Sean's eyes. It's in here, and you can see it's right here. You with me?
Yep.
Watch this. So I'm going to right-click and I'm going to highlight these, and I'm going to say share, copy, and then where is our message board here? Send me a message so I can see it, because then I can't even figure out where the messages are.
Yeah, let me see real quick. Yeah, you're gonna send me this link right here, and it's gonna be awesome. More options.
Oh, here it is. I think I see it. No, that's search.
Oh, it's bottom right hand corner. There you go. I just sent you a hi.
Oh, okay. There you are. Okay. So paste. So I'm sending you this cloud link, Sean, and now if you go to new and load, go to file and load from cloud on Trade Ideas, what you're going to get is every one of these alerts that I just created. And what that means is your followers, and as you start doing more of this, just go load from cloud and hit OK. Do you see it pop up?
Yes, I did. Hold on. I just got to find it. I have so many screens.
It's a window called Price Alerts.
Yeah. I'm just going to have to just reopen this real quick because I always have my custom scanners up, so I don't have the live window right there. So.
You can always just repeat it and go file, load from cloud, and just hit OK, and it'll pop up. So the thing that I want to make sure you are aware is that with people that are on your Discord and your social, you now have the ability to share your custom stuff the way I just shared it with you. And all they would have to do is, once again, if they are Trade Idea subscribers, is go to File, Load from Cloud, and boom.
And then now I have all the alerts.
Right. You have the ones I just gave
Correct.
you. But you
Cool.
can share yours with your followers. And as you make new ones, you can be like, hey, I've got a bunch of new alerts. Here's the link. But of course, this link only works for people who use Trade Ideas.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, I mean, I could use that nonstop probably. The amount of alerts that I could be able to set instead of just saying it word by mouth, I could just basically copy and paste everything and just send it to the group every morning.
Absolutely. And this is what I'm showing you. There's a couple of ways you can do it. So here's an example where, I'm just giving you the plus and boom, and the alert's set right there. Mm-hmm. So it's very simple. But you can even go and do something like this where, let me click on a different link. Okay, so here I've got one where I can right click and I can create a price alert, and you can even get like fancy. You can say, if it falls to, so see now I want to, a price level, 30.62, and do you want to go short? Do you want to go long? I'm going to go long. And because I'm going to buy it if it comes down. And right here, so you can basically just do whatever you want, save it, and now there's the alert right there. If it falls to this price level, I want to be alerted because, hey, D-Wave came down to my level and I'm going to know. So I think this is one of these things that might be one of the more critical components. And so this D-Wave one, right, is in my working alerts. And you can, here's the dates and QBTS rather. There it is. See?
Yep.
And it's from below, meaning that it's got to come down to my price level. From above means that it's going up to my price level. So people know what you're doing. They're like, okay, Sean's picking these up and he's looking for momentum on these. And what's really, really nice here, once again, is the sharing. Just right click, boom, share. And you get this cloud link that you're familiar with, and it's that simple.
Cool. No, for sure. I think every single day now, like one of the best things I could literally do is just, kind of write out in pre-market, write out all my watch lists, write off everything, and then basically just be able to share it with everyone. So, they have, this is my price target, this is my stop loss, this is my idea,
And what's really nice is this, when you do it all on this page, once you go, let's say over here and just switch back to the momentum view, whenever something gets triggered, it'll pop up for you. So you don't have to be on that page. Let me show you this real quick. So I've got this other window that I always have on the side, so these are the things that are working that I'm looking at potentially my levels. Some of these are really far away, and you can see, by the way, how far it is from your trigger. So here's one that's 4 cents away. Here's one that's 4 cents away, but here's one that's 15 cents away. Here's one that's 15 cents away. You can't even see it on this view because it's too far. So you can see all of this information, and this sharing becomes quite powerful. So what else is kind of cool, and again, I'm just giving you some ideas as you dive more into this, is because I really think for you, one of your biggest advantages is the size of your community and how many people are watching you and following you, which again, it's very impressive. So when you look at these, let's say NERV, once again, we've got this bracketed. Let's go right here, RANI. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, boom, set price alert, okay? So there's something that you can do where if you come over here and you go to share, and I'm going to show you this in a second. So I'm going to share this on X myself. And hold on 1 second, it'll pop up. It takes a minute for X to draw the picture. So, okay, so I just shared it on X, and the picture comes out with your price alert. So when you share it on StockTwits or wherever you go, what you just did, it's visible to others who are just, kind of following you. Same thing here. I'm going to right click, boom, set an alert, just as an example. Then I'm going to come right here and say share, and it loads up the sharing, hit it on X, hit post. And on X, it looks, whoops, like this. See, with your alert bubble. So then people are like, oh, okay. So, I mean, on the one hand, you can share them, of course, with yourself. But see, like here, they can be like, oh, I see what Sean's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
So-
that's one of the things I do enjoy. I enjoy the scanners. I enjoy the scanners at the high of the day, but I also just enjoy, like the community aspect of it. I just feel like you guys do a great job with your charts, with your AI, with just explaining, I guess, or displaying different ways to be a better trader. And, it's kind of one of those things I say to my traders all the time is I say there are hundreds of ways to make money in the stock market. It doesn't matter if you're day trading or you do what I do. It doesn't matter if you short. It doesn't matter if you're options, Forex, futures, whatever. There are so many ways to make money in the stock market. You just kind of have to find your niche. And I think, again, Trade Ideas does a great job of basically being, hey, you don't have to just look at a chart the same way. There are so many different ways to be able to look at a chart, to be able to get that, to be able to simplify it, to be able to understand it, to be able to really run with it. And I think, the different ways that you guys display it shows massive value.
So Sean, let me bring something up that goes right along the lines of what you're saying. And this is some of the new stuff that I really want you to process, because once you notice it, I think everything will sort of change for how you look at Trade Ideas. And everybody who's listening to this, I think, will really appreciate this in the context of exactly what you just said. So what really separates us apart from a lot of our competitors is that we take raw data from the stock market and we customize it in real time. That's kind of how we make the scanners that you've been using forever, and that's nothing new. But look at what we do in the charts here. This is called picture-in-picture charting, okay? So I'm going to put this to 5 minutes. So I've got a 5-minute chart right here, but I've got the daily right here. And notice that you can see that in a month, this thing has been up 24% right here. So like when you're looking at this big momentum move, right? I mean, this is up 64%, but you instantly in your eyes can see the context. And what we do here is we really focus on this thing called blink and being in the zone, which I'm sure you're very familiar with psychologically. And I want to discuss this so that all of your listeners can hear this, because it's so critical. One of the biggest challenges that all active investors have, and I've had it, everybody has it, is the paralysis by analysis, where let's say you see a name, okay? You bring it up and then you start thinking. I mean, obviously this thing is up, 14%, but 8 points. But then your thoughts start. Is it going to continue? Is it going to reverse? And the longer you spend thinking, unfortunately, the worse your odds become of success, because that's not how the zone works. When I pull this up instantly, my mind says, you've missed it. I wish if I had caught it right here, I'd be like, okay, maybe I'd be in it. I've missed this move. That doesn't mean it's not going to continue, by the way. But just high level, I'm like, okay, I missed this move. I don't want to chase it. Okay, next. Aha. Now this one right here, I have not missed this move. But this is kind of interesting. 8 times relative volume. But do you see like how cool it is that you can see this big context? I'm like, this thing's been at 14. And by the way, if you click on this little clock, you can go to the 6 months, right? And you can see the idea here is we are instantly in a blink showing you the full picture. Now, let me show you something else that's kind of cool that we do also. Display main chart percentage. Okay, I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to show you where this is important. So, like I said, this is just how much you're up from yesterday's close. Everybody has this. This is exchange data. But you see this right here, 0.39% in 3 days. And again, I got it by clicking these three dots and selecting display main chart percent. Okay. So this tells you how much it's up or down in the visible chart from this point to this point. And so when I look at anything, DLL is up. So like this chart basically has 3 days worth of data. From here to here, you're up 2.38%. And if you click right here, you're like, aha. I mean, this thing has been getting annihilated, but it's an inverse ETF. But I'm just showing you that the power of this. And by the way, if I go like this and double click in here, it switches perspective. Here's the daily, here's the 5 minute. So picture in picture, icon. I mean, I think we've really redone charting in a way that most people can't even comprehend. Here's NOG. You know, this is the kind of a thing that if you like trying to discount buy or, you know, fishing for opportunities, here you're like, okay, 2150, my exit is 2103. I mean, I feel very safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what this chart tells me. I mean, it's beaten up, but it's a style thing. I sometimes like to play these and, you know, I see this move. So I really want you guys to be able to get this perspective of, by the way, nobody else in any trading has picture-in-picture charting. You know, typically you have to put two charts together, but we've done this in this way so that you are able to get a instant eyeball picture. Look at the relative volume. Notice, by the way, we put relative volume up in the charts now so that you know, I mean, there's something fucking going on here. If something's trading 412 times its normal volume, 101 million on a float of 7.8 million, up 78%. I mean, this is the kind of stuff, Sean, that, you know, this is stuff you're playing. This is in play. There's just no other way to say it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, basically every single day, you know, what we want is we love just being able to, and I'm thinking as the average trader. The average trader wants to be shown. The average trader wants to be told. The average trader wants to be aware of what are these hot plays. What are the stocks that are going to make an 80% return on investment? These are the nice, volatile, hot movers. So would you just, you know, every single day, let's say, you know, for the average person, they download Trade Ideas. Come on over, click this window of explosive winners every morning.
That's it. It's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we really wanted to go away from like, let me configure my indicator. No, you do not need to do that. Okay. And by the way, let me tell you what these things are. These buy, sell, and buy. So there's this thing we do. It's called the trade wave. See right here? So just let me tell you, I clicked on this indicator area and trade wave. And what trade wave is, it's basically a buy and sell, an exponential envelope moving average buy and sell system built into every chart. It doesn't mean that it's always on, and this is the 5 minute, but let me put it on a daily, just I'll switch it. So you can kind of see what that looks like. So buy signal, then there was a sell signal, and see like this blue wave, this is just a bunch of moving average systems working together. But it's giving you some indication. And if you click on Trade Wave, you can see, look at this, what it caught here. A buy at, you know, 141, up 48% on the 6th.
Yeah.
It lost one. You know, it doesn't always make money, lost 4%. But if you lose 4% that make 48, that's a pretty good system.
Yeah. Absolutely. So other, you know, let's say, you know, other than, you know, these small fast movers, let's say, again, someone wants to be watching, you know, gold right now or the S&P 500, you know, do you guys have certain things for that?
So I just simply click on metals and mining. Okay. So everything that you like, we have a channel for it. So here's all the metals. And by the way, same kind of, this is a tree map view. It's very similar to the race view, but just more in a block format where you can kind of see things that are moving just in a different way, you know. both negative and positive. And here ASTL. So the idea that and I'm glad you really brought this up. And notice here we've got the silver ETF, silver and gold right here at the top, right? We've got the momentum strategy, so that people that like the traditional view of trade ideas, they can still see everything that they need to see right here at the bottom. But here you go. Everything, every momentum type of view, right now you're on the metals, right? And you can see the metals have been getting beaten up, but these are the ones that are moving, you know, that are attempting to bounce, which means reversing the negative. And everything you click, so here, Gibraltar Industries, I mean, here's the positives that are in there. Look at this thing. And once again, Sean, remember, you can say, okay, I missed this, but boom, set my alert. And you can share that with the group. 1, 2, 3, easy. Okay, let's go to S&P 500. Same thing. Notice I'm not configuring. I'm not doing anything. We're just pressing on the channel bar. It's like Netflix. Okay, and now you've got lots of the stocks that everyone's familiar with. And then, you know, here's Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola trading 5 times relative volume is actually kind of unusual.
For sure.
That's interesting. Okay. So then I go do something like this. Boom. Now it's in my stocks I like. So, you know, kind of we're going back into a pattern. You know, you don't always have to trade everything, but this at least gives you a heads up. Now, Sean, I'm going to pivot into the next thing, the money machine, which is, I think, something that people really need to think about. And I know that you and I should probably do a separate solo on this, so I can really kind of dial you in.
Okay.
But I want to share with you verbally, because I think you really appreciate the metaphor for this. So think of it like this. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to move this off. So you guys see, again, channels, everything you need is here. Okay. Swing trading ideas, short squeeze. By the way, let's just, before I go, let's look at that too. Short foot, 63%. You know, you want to play the shorts? No problem. Short foot, 11. Anything that's over double digits short is in here. You know, the potential squeeze.
Makes things easy. I know, again, you know, we got some Wall Street bets guys that, you know, absolutely love looking for the next short squeeze.
No, and we did it just for this, so that the idea is that you don't have to spend a lot of time learning how to configure our stuff. It's already all here. Notice you've got the picture-in-picture, you've got the race, you've got the tree map, and everything you need. And here's the next thing I want to show you. So, trade ticket. Okay, let's say you want to now see, like, okay, maybe I want to get in this, okay? Or maybe I want to short it. I'm going to say short, okay? Sell 500 shares. Notice it counts. It's TI paper trading. Sell, boom, okay? So what Trade Ideas allows you to do, Sean, is to completely be able to gamify your trading experience by not just looking, but also sim trading stuff that you may or may not get into. This allows you to get a feel. Okay, here's an example. Once again, trade ticket, shares, sell now. And I'm doing just hypothetical shorting, 500 shares, stuff that I think may be overbought. The reason this is important is because most people just look too much and are afraid to pull the trigger. But we've got this trade ticket internal TI. Everyone who opens up an account at Trade Ideas has a TI paper trading account, and you should be trading the shit out of it, because there's no, it's like, basically, Sean, it's like going to the range, you know, for golf. If you haven't played, I mean, you need to know, like, can you even hit the ball? How do you even know, like, if you can drive or, you know, pitch or middle iron? Go to the range, see what's going on. Are you hitting it left to right, right to left? Can you even strike the ball? this right here, this paper trading is your range work.
Yeah.
And if you are serious in the market, you should be doing this all the time.
Yeah, no, that's so important because so many people are always asking, where can I paper trade? Where can I actually, again, learn how to become a better trader? And, you know, it does come on down to, you know, you want to be able to use, you know, the real time, being able to see what the markets are doing, being able to test yourself. If you cannot grow a fake account, you're not going to be able to grow real money accounts. So
100%.
every single person should be in there.
100%. So now that I'm doing this, I'm going to move this off screen. I'm going to show you the next component. Okay. So when you are, this is called Brokerage Plus. So this is your full kind of schematic on what's going on with your paper trading. And, you know, I've got tons of accounts that I've made, but this is, you know, and you can also make multiple accounts as well. But here are the stocks that we're getting into. But I'm going to show you something real quick that's super, super cool. Okay. So I have the money machine running, but I'm going to stop it and I'm going to show you what this does. And I'm going to get out of all of these buttons. So you can, by the way, boom, notice these buttons, Sean.
Mm-hmm.
This is something else that let's just do a quick, you know, understanding for people. One of the toughest things in trading is, again, what do you do? So let's say I get into DC here, okay, and I'm gonna trade ticket and buy 500 shares. I'm just gonna buy it. So you can see now, here it is, right? Everyone's visible. Everything is visible. So you can right click on here, you can add a stop. So you can do something like, okay, 60, my price is $4. So let's add a stop. Notice how the stop appears visibly on your chart. See that?
Yeah.
So now you can actually drag it, make it bigger, make it smaller, make it bigger. Once it goes up, if you get positive in a trade, you can drag this and it turns into a profit target. But the thing that I really want to show you guys, and this is kind of like the next generation, and this is what, you know, everything I'm doing right now, I'm doing manually, right? But how do you, Sean, scout? Like, and the reason I want to say scout is in military tactics, and trading is very similar to military warfare. You know, you are in the market, but there are people who are trading against you, basically. Whoever you're buying from or selling to is taking the other side of your trade. And a lot of times I tell people, and I'm sure you know this, you're swimming with sharks out there, you know? So we have this thing called the money machine. It's our second generation AI. And let me show you what you can do with it, okay? So I click on money machine settings, and I'm gonna put this to TI paper trading. And this is a profile called Pro, and I'm gonna basically look at big momentum riders. So this is kind of like the stuff, Sean, that you guys like.
Okay.
So stuff with a ton of momentum. But I'm gonna look at it from the point of view, these are some of our filters. And again, this is kind of, you know, where you can see, you can dial this in yourself, but here I'm choosing position in 15-minute range. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at things that have a lot of momentum, and I want to buy I want to look at the ones who are kind of like strong over the last 15 minutes. That's all this means. Okay. So I'm going to get into a maximum position of 4, and my entry candidates are going to be 10. So this is all behind the scenes, and I'm going to get into a position size of $2,000 per position long. Okay. And I'm going to hit save profile. And I'm going to hit start money machine. Boom. You are now in automated trading mode. Okay, these stocks right here are some of the ones that are the ones you want to get into. But unlike doing it manually, the money machine is doing it for you. So now as you're watching this, and by the way, notice all the stops are automatically in. See that? So it's doing this is like the Tesla self-driving machine, okay? Number one, it automatically knows how to find momentum. I just select momentum burst, okay? and it will automatically get you in, but also it'll shuffle positions. So like if something goes against you, it'll exit it and get into something else. So this is your sort of, Wemo, RoboCap, taxi, Tesla auto driver. And what's really cool with this on sim mode is, Sean, is that this is a scout mission. So I'm looking at this IRDM and I'm like, oh, like I got to be honest, like this is really, like if you look at this, see what I'm saying? Like this is telling me if this thing goes above 20, this thing could run.
Yeah.
So I might literally actually buy this live because I'm seeing this. So and now I'm like, okay, so these are all starting to work. And by the way, eventually, very soon, you can have this trade live for you as well. So it's pretty amazing. And it's doing it all. Like it's getting in at the right time and it's managing. It doesn't mean it's always going to be right. As you know, that's impossible. But what it's doing that most people don't is that it's managing everything automatically. Everything has stops. Everything is on a timer. See
And
that?
can you connect? You can, right? Connect your broker. Can it do your trades, live from connecting a broker?
Yeah. So right now, this is still in alpha, so it's in sim mode. So like this is all simulated trading. But 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 5 positive since I pressed the button. It's pretty darn good. Considering I'm doing a demo without really, diving deep into it.
Yeah.
But probably in January, you will be able to trade on TradeStation, Alpaca, and E-Trade, and I think Interactive Brokerage as well.
Awesome. That is awesome.
And this is the thing that I kind of really want you to, I know you haven't messed with this yet, but you and I could do a different session where I just show you exactly how to work with this. To me, this is one of the best scouting systems. And for military, why I said this is important is, how hard it is for people to press the button.
Yeah.
That's the biggest challenge anyone has. You've done it for so many years, you don't think about it. I've done it for so many years, I don't think about it. But most people have a very difficult time because there's the fear takes over. Well, the money machine says, hey, you don't have to think at all. I will trade for you. And, like if you look at the settings, right here, I'm risking $2,000 per position. So if you look at this, you can see the money, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm in $10,000 worth of stuff. And you can see the price levels, right? You can see the shares. So you kind of know what your risk is. Each one of these, I'm risking about $60. And that means that 6 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I could lose $300, but at least I tried, and I'm in some stuff that has momentum,
Yeah.
And one of the coolest things about this is that this robotics is set on. So basically, the idea here is it's not going to lose more than, I think. Let me look at the settings here. So here's stop and exits, by the way. So you can see stop price 3, force 3, rank adjustment. These are all ways that it's going to get in and out. And here's a trailing stop, all built in. So the idea is that if you start making money, you're not going to lose money. It's going to take profits for you. This is where we are really going to the next level of trading robotics. But people can see that here, and I can change this. I can say 1%, 5%, 3% is kind of like something that we've been comfortable with. But you can see the numbers here. So this is down almost 1% since we got in, a third, up a quarter, up a quarter. But this is called the money machine. And what it does is it's automated momentum-based trading. One of a kind type of thing that uses our data to find the stuff that's all in motion.
Mm-hmm. No,
it is
very, very, very cool. No, I'm definitely going to start messing around with this a little bit and use it for my trading. I mean, it's perfect.
Absolutely. Well, we should, again, whenever you are ready, let's set up another, like just you and me, a training session. But let me show you like one more window, Sean. And I don't know, first of all, I'm going to right click, hit save and share to cloud. This is very important right here. Copy. Sean, give me another high. Oh, here you are. I see. Hold on. All right. Sean, paste this into your trade ideas. File, load from cloud.
Yep. Copy this link. Copy link. File, load, here, paste, load.
Okay, do you see the window right there? So watch what happens as Sean is looking at this. So what this is, Sean, this is called the market pulse. Notice that yours and mine are different because I've had this window open, but you just started it. So what it's doing is it's looking at basically all the big momentum moves in the market, and it's looking for like 15-minute, 30-minute, hourly highs, lows, breakouts of all kinds, and it's creating a pulse. So you can see that since you started looking, the percentage has been X negative versus positive. That means that if you're putting on long trades right now, you're kind of going, like if you're surfing, right? You're going against the chop. Do you see why?
Yeah, yeah.
So this is one of, again, it's a completely custom piece of Trade Ideas tech. And Sean, this thing almost by itself makes us like the critical component to momentum-based trading, because really, which I mean, in this particular case, this means that you're in a short market. You know, if you're playing the short side, this is a short looking tape, and you can see at the bottom of it, right? See all the red versus the green. These are just, if you click on any one of these, you can see, you know, as it updates. So this window is, I would say, one of the biggest things that you can always be discussing with your group as far as like, what should I be doing? Let me look at the pulse. You know, it's like the doctors. They get somebody brings somebody into the emergency room. The first thing they're doing is they're checking the pulse. Is this thing alive? Okay. Is the pulse strong? No. Okay. Is it weak? Yes. Like, so here you're just seeing that. Notice the green line is flat compared to the red line, and you can see the percentage of the data, right? So there's way more momentum to the downside at the moment than there is to the upside, even though the market's up 233 on the Dow, but negative, you know, this is what we call a bifurcated market, where the Dow Jones is up, the Qs are down. But most traders don't have our type of data. But now that you see this, like Sean, you know, I think this is the kind of thing that if you are doing your teaching and showing people your style, this is something that will just really help solidify for people, why am I doing one thing or the other? Of course, this does not mean that a stock can't run up when this is happening, but we're talking at the broader weather report, you know?
Yeah.
Is it cloudy or is it sunny? And by the way, if all of a sudden the green line starts to go up and the red line starts to go down, well, then you know, like, hey, maybe momentum is pivoting. And so I think this is one of the most valuable windows that any trader can have.
And is this you know, for Trade Ideas, you know, is this standard? Is this premium? Like, how does, you know, people get
so this is totally standard, and it's available to anybody in any subscription, not a premium feature. Awesome. We want everyone to be able to have this. Now, let's pop into so I showed you guys the money machine, and again, notice this is auto trading these things in this account, TI paper trading. I've done some BS before, so this is not obviously these trades. So the idea here is you're able to help yourself learn faster by doing more things at once and learning how to set proper risk controls and being able to adjust them. You know, here, maybe I don't want to, you know, I don't want to lose 60 here. Let me just come down to the trade wave right here. Okay. Come in here, same thing. Okay, that's fine. Let's look at this. Okay, so this, you know, you're like, okay, I don't need to lose 70 on this. How about 39? You know, because it's already come down a lot, but maybe a pivot, possibly. And you can see where it is. It's sort of at support. So the idea is that you can work, it's man and machine working together. So this is all on autopilot, and all the risks. This is the key that I want to make sure all of your audience understands, is that we are very concerned about people's risk controls so that you don't get into something and all of a sudden it starts tanking and you're still in it.
Yeah.
You know, if this is against you, you're out.
Do for the people that are about to sign up, to trade ideas, is there a tutorial? Can someone help them? Like, because there's a lot of information. So just curious on what's the best way for someone to actually be able to grab this and be able to figure out the best way to use it.
Okay, great question. Obviously, I'm going to answer it. It's actually super simple. So when somebody signs up, they instantly get a whole bunch of training information that, number one, we have our own trading room that's trade ideas focused. There's let me show you here real quick. Let me move this back in here. So see here, Trade Mentor. I don't want to click it so that it goes to a different trading room, but Trade Mentor is our own training session, basically, for people who use trade ideas. So you can learn how to dive into it, get it, get your questions answered, all things there. You got a whole channel for it. Our YouTube is incredibly detailed. And here's something else. So let me show you this quick. I'm going to go to the website. Bear with me for 1 second here. So notice, Sean, on our website, ask me anything.
Ask you anything?
Yeah. How do I make a new alert window?
And here comes the AI, baby.
Yeah. Sean, we have not been fucking around.
Yeah. So just makes it easy.
We're the only ones that have fully put our whole thing into, so this is a custom GPT that we created just for us because it's based on trade ideas. For example, check this out. What is the money machine? See what I mean?
It's just right there.
So anything you need at the very high level is right on the page on our GPT. I mean, you can just ask it, okay? But then, of course, our YouTube has everything. I do weekly webinars on Wednesdays where I dive into some of the stuff that we're doing here. And notice how we have golf on our homepage, and that's kind of to make people understand how similar trading is to golf. And Sean, I know you play, and I know you can relate that, in trading, when you hit the button first, okay, you just teed off, but that's not the end. that's the beginning. Where's the ball? Is it in the fairway or are you going to scramble? These are all things. And notice once again, we're showing you our views, right? This momentum race view. This is what, I just demonstrated to you guys, and it's on the homepage. And we're saying that, look, we're showing you momentum in a different way. You're basically looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, all these charts at once, but in a race view, which everyone can understand. That our ANI is winning. This is for the first hour, by the way. So this is the first hour of trading today. And ATMB was the one that ran. All right, so does that help, Sean, answer the question?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I just, I want to say again, we appreciate everything that you've done and, being able to be able to kind of come up with this flash sale right here for our community. And, I'm excited. I'm excited for me to be able to start using some of these new platforms or this new kind of products within Trade Ideas. And then on top of that, for everyone else that's going to be able to get it, and we can be able to work together and be able to be, better traders. And that's what this whole entire thing is about. Scanners are not to confuse you. Scanners are, again, here to give you answers, to make you a better trader, to guide you in a sense, to be able to have you have more success in trading, because that's what it comes on down to. The reason why I use Trade Ideas is because I have more success when I use them than when I don't use them. And that's how you have a good product.
So obviously you guys know Sean has access to our premium software. Not everybody does, and that's a personal choice. But Sean, I really want to talk about, since I want to finish on almost where we started, which is our AI signal generator. Okay, so we've shown you the channel bar. This is channel bars, want to find explosive winners. The channel bar is there. You're going to see them, but you have to do everything. But we have an AI built-in signal generator called Holly. This thing is basically a version of your shot caller. This is the premium part of the product. And again, not for everyone, Sean, but I do want people to see what's possible. And a lot of times they don't. Never is there going to be a system that's going to give you signals and they're all going to be profitable. Today we've had 6 signals, but 2 of them are profitable. Okay, that happens. But let me explain the kind of plays that our AI finds. Okay, I'm going to switch this to this mode. Look at this right here, John. So 925 NUAI, buy signal generated right here at $1.11. Okay, up 314%. And by the way, how did it play out? Next day gap, pulled back, and then boom. How do we do this? Well, we do this by studying the most recent momentum plays every single night. This is the most important thing that your audience should know about Trade Ideas. We look at momentum in a way that FBI profilers look at serial killers. They look at the evidence and get the fingerprints and footprints. So we are looking yesterday, what ran yesterday? What ran the day before? What did that look like? And by the way, just so you know, let's say you missed it on the 25th. That was this day. Check this out. There was a signal on the 26th that was at 175. It went up, almost 70% the next day, pulled back. And this is what I'm trying to show, the reality of trading, Sean. So next day up, pulled back after, still up, went down, right around the signal, boom. So this part is what we're saying is you can't, obviously, we're not a magic 8-ball. There's no such thing. There's no such thing where you can call it and it instantly then runs up. But we are studying to find stuff like this. Again, this is on the 3rd of this month. So just 3 weeks ago, we popped CCXW at 425. This thing ran up to 16, Sean.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
And what I'm saying is this is what people pay for the premium, but it can look, but I want to be fully transparent. How do these look? Okay, so look, here's an example. Well, I want to show you what we do here, right? STRO, let me show you. I'm going to switch this to intraday mode, okay? So, and 5 minutes. Okay, huge momentum. You can see this, right? That's very obvious. Look at this move. And these bios, they can run 400%. So we bought it here because the AA is like, okay, this is all the telltale signs. But volatility on something that's trading 8 times is big. So you're stopped out, maybe back in, stopped out again. But you're right at this level, plus or minus 3% when you're trying to get 300. That's not that bad in reality. Okay, but I'm just trying to give you the full disclosure that it doesn't mean that, hey, I'm going to get in and instantly run up. But here's another example. But notice, why do we have the risk control? Here, you enter, down 3%, no problem. Trading below, trading below, trading below. If it starts to go, you're going to be notified.
Yeah, no, that's what you want. The thing is, the majority of people lose this because they don't know how to get out. So to be able to have a product that actually keeps minimal risk and actually has maximum reward, I mean, that's like the cheat code. It's a cheat code to be able to, for you to be able to just say, hey, we have AI, we have the standard set, we have our parameters. If it doesn't work out, it gets me out. It loses my losses. Everyone accepts the fact that we are trading plays they can lose. At the same time, when they win, you win big.
That's exactly, it's really that simple. And Sean, here's the thing. Every one of these plays, you've got the stop line. You exit right here, 136. Does it mean every one of them is going to work? No, but the idea is we show you, look at the potential. Okay, here is what is possible because we show it to you. And here is an example where signal, you were out, back in. And after you cross that back in, it never touched that price level. So sometimes it takes like we give you a heads up and it could take 3 days, but you're seeing it all right here. This is what these historical ones are. So that the idea is that here's one in play where you're right by the signal. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I switched to sort. Here I'm showing you all the stuff like, okay, well, you missed the three. This is what we're trying to show you that we do, but here's what's in play right now. Like here you are. You're right at the signal line. So even if you missed this one on this day, you're still here. I mean, the key here is the relative volume's not enough. So I would, not be jumping in just yet. But the idea is that you can look at this data and you can be like, okay, how about this one? Check this out. Ran well, pulled back, exploded.
Yeah.
And then it's pulling right back to the signal. So the idea is that some of these signals that we just, we're showing you this stuff, but you don't have to chase it instantly that day. And if you missed it that day, it doesn't mean you're not going to get another shot at it. But here's one from today. Like here's what one that's working looks like when it works. Click on this. And right here. Okay. Boom. So we bought it right here. So the move was up. Then sometimes the AI is programmed to look for pullback, and this is pullback on huge momentum. So buys right here, and then now it's working. So this is our premium product. Notice like the visual feed right here. You can see what else is in play. So this is, Sean, again, the big separators from trade ideas. You've got the picture. I'm kind of summarizing right now because we've been on for an hour, but this is our AI signal generator. If you're a premium subscriber, tons of our customers use this and are in a lot of these. This is what's possible. So we show you, we can do it. We're the only ones that have an AI signal gen. By the way, Sean, check this out. Look at the bottom of the chart. Do you see this?
Yeah.
We've integrated our alerts into every chart. So you can see like this thing just had 2 5-minute lows. See? Boom,
Yeah.
boom. So anytime you see a stock, this one crossed above resistance 2 minutes ago. So we built so this is why I need you. I'm gonna work with you to upgrade your version so you can have all of this stuff, because I see that the one you have is a little bit behind, which is fine. But if you want, we're going to get you dialed in so that way when you're sharing stuff with your audience, they know that you're looking at the most recent stuff. And to me, this is what I kind of call the Madden view. Imagine watching football on mute. Just a bunch of big guys colliding with one another. If you don't hear what's going on. But when you turn on the announcers and they're calling plays and they're like, oh, this is this route, that's what's going on. And so we are doing the same thing. This is just traded below the VWAP.
Yeah. No, it is absolutely perfect. It's exactly what I think 99.9% of traders need. Like they need a product like this. They need scanners like this. And as you said, you did a great job kind of going over some of these top highlights. But it's just, even within the hour that we've had, I feel like not even scratching the surface of what trade ideas can do.
But the important thing, Sean, I think to summarize is that for your audience, we're giving you the ability to share your own level. So like if you do this, here's an AI call. You're like, hey guys, I've been watching the Trade Ideas AI, and this is my new entry on, like, this is actually like a really good example, right? This was a signal from today, IVIO, ran up, pulled back big, and you, I'm quote unquote, you just set a price level, boom, right here. Now, again, you could move on and you could be like, hey guys, if you want my stuff, you know, I will share these, you know, I'm giving you an example, like 14. These are 14 that I've said just recently. I'll share them with you. And all they have to do is get that link from you, import it, and boom, they've got this in this window with your levels. So IBIO, here you can see, there's what I just said.
Yeah.
Right there.
No, it's perfect.
So I think that's the real key for, I believe, that will help you, Sean. Number one, also increase your, you know, audience as well, because when you're sharing stuff just verbally, that's one thing, but when you can actually send them your own levels, you know, and they can just import it and have a pop-up that says, hey, this just crossed. Because your eyes are better than, you know, most people's, and, you know, boom, set, done. There it is.
Love
Easy
it.
to share. And don't forget this too, that again, I want to make sure that the real key for us and for yourself is make sure that we upgrade you, because when you share this right here, this is the share icon. And all I have to do is go boom, but we can show you how to make sure we set this up properly so that you can actually have this very customized, what you want that to look like. But ultimately, it looks something roughly like this. You know, it's got the symbol, but you can say your own stuff. You can put in your own hyperlink to your own room, everything.
Yeah, no, that would be absolutely awesome. And I mean, again, you know, thank you so much for all the different ways to be able to share and be able to help my community out. You know, I know, again, you're here and, you know, showing off the product that you've been able to build over the years, but it's also just extremely helpful. So no, I really appreciate everything, and even jumping on for this last hour, going over this for an hour straight. So I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to move forward. I'm excited to be able to get, you know, our community over to Trade Ideas and, you know, be able to sign up.
Well, we're grateful for you sharing it with your community. And Sean, we know you have immense potential. That's why we're doing this really good promo with you. I think this is a really start to something really good. And I think the sharing will make it so simple for everybody to really benefit from your skill set in a kind of an exponential way, because ultimately you have to do less work then, and so does your audience, because you can just really just like, here's my levels, boom, 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 they're in the software.
Yeah.
You know?
No, perfect. Absolutely awesome.
So, yeah. Let's schedule something off the side where we just upgrade you to make sure you've got the latest, because, you know, I don't know if you have the picture-in-picture charts on your version just yet, but dude, Sean, this is like one of the biggest things, and being able to see these custom change levels, you know, stocks where you instantly are like, oh, this thing's down 33% in a year, but look how much it's come up just recently. This is the kind of thing that I was saying before. This is the blink, the flow concept. Otherwise, you would have had to open up a chart, change levels, you know. Yeah. This picture-in-picture is a pretty big thing.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So no, we'll set up another meeting, and, you know, I'll be able to upgrade and we'll kind of go from there. But I really do appreciate, I know everyone appreciate you jumping on the mic here today and kind of just doing a nice little stream for us and showing us, you know, some of the very small potential right here that, you know, Trade Ideas has. And, you know, obviously there's so much more, but some of the really cool features that you have right now.
No, really appreciate it. Sean, don't forget the market pulse, man. That thing,
game changer.
That's like, you know, that's a game changer. And you can, you know, you already have that. That's not custom to premium. Anybody can use it, and I would say that's like one of the biggest like hooks for me. I don't trade without it, because basically you're like, you know, you have a surfboard in hand. What's the surf report? You know,
yeah,
that's what that is.
No,
so
I get it.
Grateful for this hour. Really appreciate the meeting. And if any one of your audience has any kind of questions or whatever, just let me know. And let's figure out, coordinate with Marissa and set up another time to do another one.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Well, I appreciate it. And thank you so much, Dan.
Thank you, Sean. Take care.
You too.
Bye.
Let me get this all good here. And this. All right. Traders. Ladies and gentlemen. Now, here's the fun part. Fun part is for every single person. Oh, yeah, here's all the alerts, everything that they have right here. I sent over. Here's the fun part here, traders. For every single person, I'm dropping this right now. And this is going to be live now for the next 3 days. So, trade ideas for every single subscription, you guys can get 25% off. You can either use the link or you can just type in Dekmar 25. You will get 25% off for the next 3 days straight if you guys are interested in trade ideas. Now, with that being stated, okay, I am also, for the next 3 days only, if you guys want the same exact scanners on the screen, this is how I'm going to do it. If you guys, again, show me that you just signed up for trade ideas within the last 3 days, either today, tomorrow, Wednesday, or Friday, I am going to send you the total trading package for free. Okay? So what that means is the total trading package is all of my scanners are custom coded. That means the breakout scanner, the high of the day momentum scanner, the hold scanner, top gainers, the mid candle breakout scanner, everything you see that I have during after hours. You know, my after hours scanners right here. These are all, again, custom coded. I am sending these all away for free to you. So if you want, again, an after hours, post-market, volume leaders, swing trade scanners. So this is what we're doing right here for every single trader. There should be no confusion in any sort of way. Just basically giving everything away that we possibly can. All right, making it as good as we can for every single person. Right now at this moment, every single person gets 25% off trade ideas. I don't care if that's premium. I don't care if that's standard. Any package, you want the AI, you want to be able to have the trade flow, you want to be able to get anything. Type in Dekmar 25, use the scanner link that I just sent you, and you'll be all good. If you send me a screenshot, a receipt, a welcome, whatever you can from trade ideas, I am sending you my $900 scanner codes 100% for free. So that's the bonus right here. We just had Dan Merkin jump on the live stream. Dan again told us all these amazing brand new features. I just dropped the link in there, 25% off trade ideas. You guys can type in Dekmar 25 as well. And for every single person that does sign up, I am giving away my total trading package 100% free. There's no charge for this in any sort of way. I'm giving you my pre-market scanner codes, I'm giving you my live trading scanner codes, and I'm giving you my after-hour scanner codes. No fee whatsoever. I just, again, love trade ideas. I've been using them for so long. And for every single person, I just want to help you guys on out. So, it's live right now. Dekmar 25, 25% off. You guys will be all set. Email me then afterwards. Email me at dekmartrades@gmail.com, and then everyone gets the codes for free. So that's my email after you guys sign on up. dekmartrades@gmail.com. Active Trader, when Dan updates your scanners, will you update ours too? 100%. So I will also even include that as well. After I get the upgraded scanners and I get any new codes, I will also share those codes as well with every single person. So as I said earlier, team, I am not doing a sale here for me to make any money. I am not doing a sale here saying, oh, everyone go buy my trade idea code. I'm giving everything away for free. This is literally like my last hurrah here, where I'm just giving away all my trade idea scanner codes for free. If you guys want them, the next 5 days, I'm giving them away. You don't got to pay $900. Simple as that. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Make sure you guys are all set. Upgrade your trade ideas or get your trade ideas. Send me an email with a welcome, with a receipt that you just signed on up. I will again send you every single code I have. You'll have the same exact screen, the same exact layout, and you guys will be all set, ready to go. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns about that? I just want to make sure that everyone fully understands the concept so that you guys are all good. Robert, are they a broker now? They are not a broker. They are, again, scanners, charts, giving us real-time data. You can link your broker to them. So, again, you could place your buy alerts and sell alerts on your charts, and it'll link it, and it'll go to your broker. So, basically, you can do all your entries and exits on the charts, and then, again, it'll go through trade ideas to your broker, and you'll be all set. Man, so this is going to be awesome. This is really cool. And, again, NERV, getting back over towards it. I mean, traders, it has been an absolutely fantastic morning, an absolutely fantastic day. I'm already starting to get some emails over to my email. I have 6 emails that just came on through right now. So just a little heads on up. I will get to everyone. I'm just going to, again, write out a little email with all my scanner links, and again, just be able to send them to every single person that just signed up to Trade Ideas. So again, give me like a few minutes after you send me an email. Don't worry, I'm giving it to you for free, telling every single person that that obviously right now in the stream, I will hold my word to that. No charge from me whatsoever, but only from now until Friday. Okay? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely amazing, absolutely incredible. I just want to say thank you one more time to Dan. Thank you to you guys who have joined us on this day. And as you guys know, my scanners are up and live, but you guys are going to be able to have all of those in the next few minutes as well. All right? Hey, absolutely beautiful for every single person. You guys are fantastic. You guys are amazing. And I just want to say happy Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. If you need anything at all, please let me know. Happy to help you guys on out. The sale is now live over on Trade Ideas. Make sure that you guys are all set, ready to rock and roll. And if you need anything at all, please let me know. Help me wrap this thing on up. Let's do it, traders, in 3, 2, 1. Ah! Did you make money today? Did you make a profit today? Did you come out on top today? I'm the Batman.
I got this question the other day. Why are you successful?
So I ball so hard, motherfucker.
$1,000 profit today.
The first niggas gotta find me.
$700.
$50,000 to a motherfucker like me. Can you please remind me? Ball so hard, this shit crazy.
$1,000.
Y'all know that don't shit phase. And as we go,
Lock it on up.
too, when I look at you like this shit crazy. Ball so hard, this shit weird. We ain't even pro be here. Ball so hard, since we
1,400.
here. It's only right that we be fair.
Who's ready for $1 million a year?
You should be asking how to be successful.
Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, Game 6.